Seconds before a major earthquake hits, zoo animals start pacing, birds go silent, and catfish thrash around in their tanks like something's coming. Scientists have recorded this pattern for over a century, and they still don't fully agree on how animals know. In 1975, officials in Haicheng, China evacuated a city right before a massive earthquake struck. One of their warning signs? Snakes coming out of hibernation early, in the middle of winter, and freezing to death in the streets. Farm animals refused to go inside their pens. Dogs barked at nothing for hours. In Japan, there's an old belief that catfish grow restless and thrash right before the ground shakes. For a long time, this got filed under folklore, a nice story with no real science behind it. But then earthquake-prone regions started noticing the same animal behavior over and over again, decades and countries apart, too many coincidences to just be coincidence. So researchers started asking a much bigger question. What are these animals actually picking up on? The answer turned out to be stranger, and more layered, than anyone expected. Earthquakes don't just happen in one single burst. They send out waves, and different waves travel at different speeds. The fastest ones are called P waves, short for primary waves. They move through the ground quickly, arriving seconds to minutes before the slower, more destructive S waves that actually cause the shaking humans feel. Most humans never notice P waves at all. They're subtle, more of a faint vibration than a jolt. But animals with bodies built to detect ground vibration, like elephants, dogs, and even some birds, can feel that faint signal almost immediately. Elephants are especially good at this. Their feet have specialized fat pads packed with nerve endings, essentially built-in seismographs. They can detect vibrations traveling through the ground from miles away. So while a human is still checking their phone wondering if that was a truck outside, an elephant may already be moving to higher ground. But P waves are only part of the story, because some animals seem to react days before any wave hits at all. Days before some earthquakes, animals in the surrounding area start behaving unusually. Not seconds before. Days. That timeline doesn't match seismic waves at all, which means something else is going on. One leading theory involves the ground itself, specifically, rocks under enormous stress before a quake. As rock deep underground gets compressed, it can release charged particles into the air and groundwater. Those particles can alter the local electric field and even change the chemistry of nearby water sources. Animals with sensitive skin, whiskers, or specialized organs may be picking up on these shifts without realizing what they mean. They just know something feels wrong. Catfish, for example, have extremely sensitive skin that can detect tiny electrical changes in water. That old Japanese folklore about restless catfish might not be superstition after all. It might be biology humans just didn't have the tools to explain yet. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If animals can feel this, is it possible humans can too, and just don't notice? Here's the twist almost nobody expects. Human bodies are not actually blind to these signals. The inner ear, skin receptors, and nervous system are technically capable of detecting subtle vibrations and pressure changes, some of the very same signals animals respond to. The problem isn't sensitivity, it's environment. Modern humans live on concrete floors, wear thick rubber-soled shoes, and spend most of the day surrounded by noise, traffic, screens, and distraction. All of that creates a kind of sensory static that buries faint natural signals before they ever reach conscious awareness. Some researchers believe early humans, walking barefoot and living closer to the earth, may have picked up on these same cues far more often than people do today. Not a sixth sense. Just a sense we stopped using. In a few documented earthquake cases, people did report unexplained unease, restlessness, or trouble sleeping right before the event, without knowing why. Maybe that wasn't random. Maybe it was an old signal, arriving on a frequency modern life has almost completely drowned out. Most people will never consciously feel an earthquake coming. Not because the body can't, but because modern life trained it to stop listening. Some scientists think unexplained restlessness before storms or disasters might be an echo of that same buried sense. And if you want to know why some people can feel a storm coming in their joints before it arrives, that one is even stranger.